Good evening, everybody. I'm back as Silver almost trips on herself. Give another short one, or maybe it end up being maybe it end up being longer. I don't know. If I get pissed enough, I'll probably rant on. So bear with me, okay? Trump. I don't know how many people watched Correspondents' Dinner. Fantastic, and
go Trump.
He trolled them with total control. If you watched it, you seen the audience, because they're assholes. All right, they know they're assholes. All right, and he told them they were assholes. Okay, they act like they do and think they have a right to get away with it. And like he said, dead on. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be making no money. All right, and there ain't going to be another president in there that's going to get the coverage that he gets, because they're not going to hate that one. Right? And half of them, I don't think, hate him anyway. They enjoy doing what they do towards him because, once again, they're making money. All right? So, dead on about Caitlin Collins. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it about the Penguin. I loved it about Shifty Shift. How he said about Biden. All right? He was acting like he was trying to be funny, but he was giving them a lecture. Okay? He was telling them straight up what kind of assholes they are. All right? Everybody knows it. Yeah, can he be a prick? Yeah, he could be a prick. But he needs to be, especially now. I loved every minute of it. It was only boring because he meant it to hold for them to have to deal with it. He didn't bite his tongue, and that's not Trump anyway. Trump will tell you straight out how he feels. All right? Just like Wolf. He thought all that shit he talked about and the wars, and he thought that hurt Trump. Trump could care less, okay? Once again, if it wasn't for Trump, they wouldn't be nowhere. CNN. My God, CNN. Whoever follows the left, I pity you. All right? I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I pity you because you're fucking idiots. All right? My opinion, you're idiots. This has been going on since 2016. Everybody was buddy-buddy with him until they found out he was running for office and he wouldn't deal with their bullshit because he wouldn't go the narrative. All of a sudden, he was public enemy number one. Well, why don't you go back and look what Obama's done, what Biden's done, and what Bush has done. You know, I really liked Bush and Clinton until I found out what the fuck he was. All right? You people got to get off your pedestal. You got to calm it down. You think the right has no way to say anything about what goes on? Dude, go back and look at the election and look at the map. What does that tell you? And you can't accept it. Let's see, what did somebody say in the past? A bucket of deplorables. Well, guess who the asshole was? It sure wasn't Trump. All right? I'm sick of hearing about this. These people are out still walking around when they should be behind bars. Right? They tried to railroad that man. They tried to put him away. All right? And he still came out on top because it was all lies. All right? If it had been me, they would have all been gone already. They would have been put behind bars and been done with it. But yet, they could do what they did to Trump, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, then they don't want to vote Trump in because he's going to come for revenge. Well, you know what? He damn sure should. All right? I sure the hell would have. What would you have done? Would you have just sat back and go, oh, that's okay? All right? I don't think so. But you know the difference between me being a Republican and the Democrats? I don't think about on alive somebody. My opinion. Okay? Just look at the past, look at now, look what goes on. But it's okay to do that, you know, for them. It's not fair when the Republicans do things, but Democrats can do whatever they want all across the board, and it's all good. It's bullshit. And listen, I'm in the group. All right, the more we let them get away with, the more they're going to continue doing what they do. All right, they can't stand the idea of giving up the power and the status. He talked about Elmore, whatever her name is, the one that loves her brother. Talked about her. How do you go from $30,000 a year to well over $30 million a year, and then when you get caught, you go down to $18,000 a year? Send her back to her country. She shouldn't even got in to Congress. How do you let foreigners into your Congress? Who's pulling the strings up there? All right? And the next one is AOC. Her little ass needs to go back to tending bar. All right? Because that's where she was the most popular. And the other two, I can't even think. They call them the Quad. I can't even think of their names because I don't care to. All right? You go and you try to do the right thing. We bust our ass, pay our taxes, toe the line, and we get screwed for it. These people do whatever they want, man. And then you got Springsteen, right? And I know a few people that are friends with him, okay? Can't stand the man, never could. He might have made 2 good songs. All he fucking does is scream. And now all he does is run his mouth about politics and about Trump. Guess who's close to number 1 asshole? Springsteen, my opinion. All right? I don't get these people. All right? I don't get them. Shut your mouth. People pay to hear a concert. Have a concert. Because I got news for you. You continue doing what you're doing, you're not going to be relevant anymore. All right? Because nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Whether they're Democrat or not. They don't want to hear it. They came to get away from the realization in the real world and be able to enjoy themselves. And you're sitting there running your mouth. You're an idiot. Because you got millions of dollars in the bank. All right? You belong with those people. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. And then you got your secret MAGA, because that's how they're meant to feel, because they're not allowed to speak their mind. You only got a few that got the balls to stand up and say, fuck you. That's it. A few. The other ones, it's great they're MAGA, but they don't come out and say it. All right? Get some balls. You have enough money in the bank. If you get blackballed, fuck them. Because all the actors and actresses they got now, in my opinion, if you've been looking at the news, their movies, they suck because they're doing everything woke. All right? Disney's starting to learn. All right? And then you have actors coming up and running their mouth. And then you got the 5. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna talk. You all know. If you caught clips here and there, you all know. All right? They spiel on what they get paid for. The one on that show was good friends with Trump. And now all she does is run her mouth about Orange Man bad. You're stupid. How do you even have a talk show? You're not even talking reality, man. You're spewing all bullshit. And then you got your little people in the stands because they let you brainwash them. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I loved it. Anyway, I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. I loved it. 2028, baby. What do you think? How he trolled them and controlled them was freaking great. He's like the Pied Piper. He speaks and they go, what? Really? And he's trolling them. That's how stupid they are. And it shows you, and they're in power. How? They have no concept of the real world. Nothing. Who was it? Somebody was saying that Cory Booker was down in somebody when they were in Congress, when they were I'm going to say interrogating them. All right, but then on the side, he tells her, "Keep doing what you're doing. Be strong." There's another asshole, because it's all for show. All right, everything is for show. You know who's showing? Trump. When the man says something, it gets done. All right, and I'm starting to go back. I said I was might waver. I'm done with wavering. After that dinner, I'm done wavering. All right, he's done. He's figuring out what he wants to do. All right, and all these people are just sitting back waiting so they can criticize him on whatever the decision is made. All right, he just wiped out a big ass bridge in Iran tonight because they keep saying, "Well, we don't want to negotiate yet." Well, you know what? Fine. Then you don't need to drive from one side to the other either. Get a boat. So, but anyway, sorry for ranting. If you're still here, thank you for hanging out. Excuse me. Thank you for hanging out. If you disagree, get in touch with me, message me. Don't be an asshole, though, because it'll be the only time you get a chance to say something, because I'll block you. All right? You want to talk? We'll talk. But if you're going to talk stupid, no. If you want to come at me and talk, and we'll talk about different things and maybe figure it out, maybe. But don't come at me with the Democrat bullshit, okay? Because that don't work with me. All right? Oh, by the way, 4 more years. What do you think? Huh? Even if he's in a wheelchair, man, he'll still blast this country. All right? Because the man knows what he's doing. So, all right, well, hey, listen, thank you all for hanging in. So thank you for hanging in. I really do appreciate it. I'm really trying to kick this channel off. I don't know what else I can do, but we'll see. All right? And I'm going to go like, share, and subscribe. All right? And I hope to see you all again. And thank you for coming. And my page is JR Done With The Games. And I hope you realize by the way I'm talking, I'm done. Okay? There's no more wavering. There's no more maybe this, maybe that. I'm done. Okay? And maybe a few of you that aren't, because I did the same thing. Maybe you better pull your bootstraps up and let's get this shit on the road and get this all done. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So anyway, guys, thanks. Hey, I'm out of here. Have a good night.